The truth about housing affordability today. I want to talk about a word that gets thrown around constantly in real estate, politics, and the media, and that word is affordability. But let me be clear from the start, affordability is not price. Affordability is payment relative to income. A $500,000 home can be affordable. A $250,000 home can be unaffordable. It all depends on the math. Affordability is determined by 5 main things: interest rates, home prices, property taxes, insurance costs, household income. If those numbers don't align, affordability disappears, even if the price of the home doesn't change. Let's look at what really happened over the last few years. In 2021, a $450,000 home at 3% interest had a principal and interest payment of about $1,900 per month. Today, that same $450,000 home at 7% interest has a payment close to $3,000 per month. Same house, same price, over $1,000 more per month. That's not a housing crash, that's a payment shock. But it doesn't stop there. Across the country, property taxes have been rising. As home values increased, many towns reassessed properties. That means higher tax bills. Insurance costs have also climbed, especially in places like Florida. In Florida, many homeowners have seen insurance premiums double or even triple. Hurricanes, higher rebuilding costs, and insurance companies leaving the state have reduced competition. When fewer companies offer coverage, prices rise. And this isn't just Florida. Across the country, natural disasters, inflation, and higher claim costs are pushing insurance premiums up. So even if someone locks in a fixed mortgage rate, their total monthly housing payment can still increase because taxes and insurance keep rising. That's the squeeze. Higher mortgage rates, higher property taxes, higher insurance premiums. But incomes did not rise at the same speed. Now here's something very important. Many people believe that if interest rates drop, affordability will return. But dropping rates does not solve the affordability problem. In fact, it can make it worse. If rates fall significantly, buyers who were waiting rush back into the market. Demand increases quickly, but housing supply does not increase overnight. When more buyers compete for the same limited number of homes, prices rise. So while the interest rate may be lower, the home price may be higher. The result? Monthly payments may not improve, and in some cases, they can be just as high or even higher. Lower rates increase demand, they do not increase supply. If rates fall without fixing the supply shortage, we risk inflating prices again. That's the adverse reaction. So what actually improves affordability? There are only 4 real levers. Home prices come down, wages grow meaningfully, housing supply increases, creative financing strategies are used wisely. Everything else is temporary relief. Now let's talk about buyers versus investors. For a retail buyer, affordability means, can I comfortably afford the total monthly payment, including mortgage, taxes, and insurance? For an investor, affordability means, does the rent cover all expenses and still produce a return? A property that feels unaffordable to a homeowner may still make sense to an investor who understands the numbers. That's why corrections create opportunity. In places like North Jersey, affordability pressure shows up in clear ways. Homes sit longer on the market. Sellers offer concessions. Prices get reduced. Smaller multifamily properties take longer to sell. That's not collapse, that's stress in the system, and stress creates negotiation power for informed buyers. Here's the big truth. Affordability is not solved by optimism, it is not solved by headlines, and it is not solved by simply lowering interest rates, it is solved by math. When total housing payments, including mortgage, taxes, and insurance, grow faster than income, something must adjust. Prices adjust, rates adjust, supply adjusts, or time adjusts. But the math always wins.